Hey folks, it's Sally Crow, and I'm really happy to be here in the woods today. I have made a point over the last couple of years of turning one of my days off into what I call Adventure Day. And Adventure Day is really just a day where I make a point of either getting into the woods or doing something else that's good for my soul. And in these changing times, I think it's really important that we all find things that bring us peace and help us to reconnect with ourselves. So this is also a very exciting time because this is my first time in my own woods this year. I do not really come up into the woods where I live during the winter because it's pretty impassable. I get a lot of snow. I live on the top of a small mountain. So for me, there are still patches of snow in the woods further up, small patches at this point, but we actually got snow yesterday, which was May 14th. I woke up to snow covering my backyard, and I proceeded to swear, and then by the time I got home from work in the afternoon, the snow was gone. But by this time, I don't even want to see it. So today, the weather is still a little chill. I have a lot of layers on. It's probably in the mid to low 50s, but I knew that it was time for me to get out and welcome back my own faith spirits, the spirits that I work with. And even in the winter time, when the connection is a little less, I still have some connection with these beings, mostly on the astral realm, on the astral plane. This is my fairy altar in my backwoods, and I will show you later in this filming that all around me is white quartzite, sometimes called snowy quartz, sometimes called milky quartz, and it is a type of quartz crystal. It just cooled a lot slower is the scientific background for why it is less crystalline. It's still really powerful. And so this space has always been sacred to me in my work, but it's really called to me, particularly in the last couple of years. Something in this space really woke up. I think this is happening everywhere. I got a phone call from a good friend of mine who lives in New Mexico, who I haven't seen in years, but he called me because he said that his land kept making him think about me. And it had to do with the potency of the land where he was living and this consciousness that the land seems to be carrying. So put that on my bucket list to make it there at some point. But for today, I want to talk about something that's really important, and that is climate anxiety. So first of all, I think I should explain what that means, at least how I interpret it. I do not interpret climate anxiety as being something that is just about our actual physical planet. I do believe that that is a huge piece of the anxiety that we're feeling, is these changes that are going on in our world, on our planet, the oceans, the tectonic plates, the solar flares, and temperature of the ocean rising, pollution, overpopulation of the planet. That stuff is all real, and it is definitely a contributing factor to this low level buzz of anxiety that we're all feeling, we're all exposed to every day. But there's more to it than just the planet's vibration being out of whack that we're feeling. It's also this collective anxiety that is being created by politics and social belief systems. And I'm not here to tell you which side of the political, fence you should be on. I think that all the ways that we divide ourselves as people is one of the things that's really destructive to us, and that our media is designed to bring out anxiety, not necessarily because they want us to be solid full of anxiousness, but let's face it, anxiety sells. If we're anxious, we drink more, we smoke more, we shop more, we eat more. We just do more to try to stuff down whatever feeling that we are having. And we all have our different manners. I was just making sure my candle didn't go out. We all have our different manners that we use, our techniques and our systems that over the years we've used to kind of like cope or self-medicate. And for most of the time, that stuff really isn't that healthy. So we have to find other ways, especially as this, anxiety piece is getting stronger. I want to stop for just a second because I want to pay attention to the candle. So that is a world peace candle, and it was crafted by a company out of Glastonbury, England called Starchild. And I really love these particular candles. They last for about 60 hours, and this is not a commercial. This is really just my love. But the part I like best about it is there are ingredients that go into it from all four corners of the world. And that to me is something that I feel like we all have to be paying more attention to, is this collectiveness of who we are as a people. And we also have to put our focus on peace, and not just like peace from war, although that would be a lovely thought, but human beings have been fighting forever. I think the peace we really need to first look for is our personal peace. That peace that helps us to get through our everyday, that peace that allows us to be kinder and gentler to other people, and more understanding of the differences that we have as humans. So one of the ways that I get this peace is by coming into the woods. And sometimes it's by going into the woods just behind my house. Sometimes it's sitting in a park. Sometimes it's going to some of my favorite sacred spaces. I have a couple around New Hampshire and Vermont that I visit regularly. It's sometimes these larger trips in which I'm going to these really powerful places to reconnect and charge myself. But the point I'm trying to make is that we have so many ways of accessing nature. And the really cool thing is that the sound that trees make has the same vibration as our heart. So when we're standing out in trees, the sound that the leaves make when the wind moves through them, that is really good for us. And you really just can't get enough of it. So the other piece about this climate anxiety that we need to consider is that as a species, we are becoming more psychic. I refer to this as psychic evolution, which means that more and more people are waking up, finding themselves experiencing things that they may not have experienced before. And the most common way this is happening is through the form of empathy. People more and more are identifying themselves as being empathic. And to be empathic means that we feel or sense the emotions and sometimes even physical pain of others. So this is a really important factor. As our world is carrying a higher vibration of anxiety, we are also becoming more sensitive to it. So you can see how this kind of becomes a catch-22 that loops back and forth on itself. And again, it brings us to why we need to practice more self-care. And this isn't like some go to the spa and get a massage and light some candles and everything is better kind of conversation. I think those things are wonderful, but they are not enough by themselves. We have to do the hard work. We have to look at the things in our life that create us the most pain and anxiety, and we need to look at ways of countering them. Sometimes we can't stop doing them. Sometimes we're caring for an elderly relative who really needs us to be present, but man, that's a stressful job. But when we have those things happening in our life that add to the climate anxiety and the psychic evolution, we have to really keen in on tools that we have that can help us. And one of those things is nature. So I hope that you take the time to go find some place special in your own yard, in your own woods, in your own neighborhood, and start interacting with it regularly. The more that we have a regular relationship with a particular place in nature, the more that the spirits of those places, the genus locus, which means spirit of place, becomes present and wants to interact with us as well. And sometimes those places will have requirements of us. They will have things that they want us to do to tend them. They might want you to clean up debris. They might want you to keep debris around. I have been in sacred places where too many people started going to and misusing, and the spirit of place really was very clear to me that I needed to camouflage the space. And I went in with a couple other people and just took some down trees and made it look like there was no path there. And I'm willing to do that again. And I really don't care what other people think about it, because sometimes you just got to do what the land is telling you to do. And that to me became a bigger presence. And plus, the people who were meant to find it under those circumstances did. There was no booby traps or anything that was going to actually hurt somebody. It was just a deterrent for people who might not appreciate how sacred the space was. So once you start caring for a place, know that that is a relationship just like any other that develops over time. Thank you, and I really hope that you stay tuned, because I have something really big coming up this summer. I am bringing forward a series of videos that are for people who are experiencing climate anxiety and going through psychic evolution. So you can look forward to CAPE. I mean, how cool is that? Because I love superheroes too, and anybody who knows me knows that I kind of dress like one from time to time. So CAPE is my contribution to helping people find a little normalcy, and it will be a weekly video series that you can expect to start seeing after the summer solstice. So again, thanks a lot. Make sure to check out my website, sallycrow.com, for any further information on upcoming videos and workshops, and even some chances to go out and play in the woods with me yourself. So thanks a lot. Have a great day. I'm spreading love your way.